Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now about a week ago I bought this, a Pentium D. I didn't need it and I certainly didn't want it, but with a price tag of just 50 British pence from the local second-hand store, I thought I may as well buy it because I was pretty certain nobody else would. Pentium Ds are essentially just two Pentium 4s stuck together, and so they ran quite hot and, well, slow, even at the time of release in 2005. Out of pure curiosity, I've been using this 2.66 GHz 805 model since I bought it, as much as I can, and today I'll be giving you my verdict. Can you live with one of these? Well, let's find out. So for everyday use and web browsing, yes, my daily routine consists of buying PC parts, testing them out and conducting some research for background information. All of this it handled just fine, as well as watching a few YouTube videos. I didn't use a fancy GPU either to try and keep things fair, opting instead for the Radeon X800 that I tested a while back. And even when removing that from the system, things still worked fine with the Windows 7 operating system installed. I wasn't sure if Windows 10 was supported, but after looking it up it seems that it runs quite poorly on such hardware. So I guess if you want to use Windows 10 with a Pentium D, you've got your answer. So now it was time for a tougher challenge, and this is where I had to swap out the GPU for my GTX 1060 so that we could jump into the latest titles without any compatibility issues. First, a quick word on editing performance, that quick word being terrible. Trying to use things like Premiere Pro will give you hang-ups and headaches, and constant freezing occurs on a frequent basis. For this very video I tried using the Pentium D to edit, but after a couple of minutes it became too much, and despite the decent mid-range card it just wasn't enough to keep the CPU afloat. With that, let's move on to gaming. MSI Afterburner decided not to work, but the CPU usage constantly stuck to 100% even with the aforementioned X800 GPU being tested first. We started off tough on this old girl, but the games will get less demanding as we go along. With The Witcher 3 first, with the lowest settings and post-processing set to low, we saw an impressive 23 FPS. The stutter was quite bad to be honest, and it definitely isn't enjoyable as an overall experience, but it's certainly playable. Next up it's Fallout 4, and with the low preset enabled to see a return of just 16 frames per second, it was clear that the Pentium D wasn't going to be able to handle newer or more demanding AAA titles, and although the 1060 was just begging to be let loose, we decided to try a couple less demanding games and see if things improved. So Minecraft ranked quite well, albeit with the fast settings and 2 render distance chunks. The game hovered around 27 FPS, and although we did have the occasional freezing issue at startup, before we can even load up the game world, a little bit of patience and perseverance paid off in the end. I could happily play Minecraft like this despite the game not looking too great. Finally we tried out Dirt 3. I'm always impressed by how this and Dirt Rally handle any system, because both games seem to be incredibly well optimised, and that's no different here. Our Pentium D 1060 system managed a near enough constant 30 FPS on the lowest settings, and although you may think that it's the 1060 helping out a lot here, I took the time to research results from a few other people's systems who used older cards and found that they had no problem running the game with at least 30 FPS either. So, can you live with a Pentium D? Well, yes, providing you've got a decent GPU to go with it to cater for your gaming needs. If not, then yes, you still can if your intentions are humble and you don't plan to stray too far from basic usage. There are loads of these all over the internet, and most of the time they can be found very cheaply, so it probably wouldn't hurt to use one in a backup system or even a very low cost work PC, although it's probably worth spending a little more on a Core 2 Duo. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed my overall experience with a Pentium D for a week. If you did, leave a like down below, leave a dislike if you didn't enjoy it. Let me know what you think of the Pentium D, as well as if you've ever used one. And as always, subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you all in the next one.